Hey guys, it's your girl Eda. Aside from being the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast host, I am a legal consultant, author, and advocate for change within the legal industry. Every episode, we dive deep into the tools, strategies, and real world insights you need to succeed, featuring inspiring guests and topics that matter most to the modern legal profession. So, if you find value in these conversations, be sure to subscribe to the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast and download our episodes for your commute, coffee break, or brainstorming session. And if you know someone who could benefit, don't forget to send them our way. Referrals are always welcome. Let's create a stronger, more empowered legal industry together. Have you ever wondered why the legal industry often feels so impersonal? Why clients feel like just another case file and legal professionals struggle with burnout? Today we're tackling a crucial topic: how to bring humanity back into the legal profession. From building better client relationships to creating healthier working environments, this episode will challenge the traditional notion of the legal field and explore how we can make it more empathetic, accessible, and people focused. If you're a paralegal, attorney, or legal professional looking for ways to transform your approach, this episode is for you. Listen in for more. Hey guys, it's your girl Eda, and welcome to the last episode of Season 5 of the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast. Wah, wah, wah. But don't be discouraged. We will be providing bonus episodes throughout our break, and we'll be right back on Season 6, September of 2025. So look out for our bonus episodes. Look out for our little shout outs, all the good stuff, because we are doing shout out fams. So if you write and subscribe to our podcast, we will go ahead and shout out to you throughout our bonus episodes and throughout season 6. So shout out to us, send us your fan mail, questions, anything that you have, send it our way through the fan mail option, or you can send us an email. All is located in the description. So go for it. Have a happy-go-lucky time. And I look forward to listening to what you have to say. Most of you have already sent them in, so we have a good amount of content to go with for our bonus episodes. So I was thinking of doing it once a month, but we might have to do it a little more than that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It all depends on you guys. You guys are the ones that are guiding the bonus episodes. So anyways, I wanted to end this season with something that's really important, not only to the legal industry, but to me, and I believe to you as well. And it's humanizing the legal industry. And why this is so important is that we get lost in our deadlines, we get lost in our tasks, we get lost in our processes and operations. And I see this day in and day out throughout our consulting, that we forget that we're human at the end of the day, and that our clients are human, and that we're serving humans, and that we're serving a community in dire need of legal assistance. So not only do we find ourselves providing them with anything rigid, transactional, purely analytical, but at the end of the day, it's just people, right? We have to bring it back to how we can humanize the experiences, the emotions, and the stories at our job. And that's really was my epiphany in writing Silent Burdens, which will come out, I'm hoping, in October. We're almost done with it. We're halfway there. And so hopefully we can provide that to you, because that's really the core of it, right? So today we're going to break it down on how we can make the legal profession more humane, empathetic, and of course, client-centered, while still maintaining the professionalism and efficiency that we all need, right? So let's get to it. I'm super excited about this. I'm going to break it down into 4 sessions. And the first one is breaking the cold legal stereotype, right? And what I mean by that is that the legal industry has long been portrayed as cutthroat, impersonal, focused solely on facts and figures and and all the logistics and case law and everything that in between, while professionalism is objectively is necessary, that doesn't mean that we have to strip away the human side of it, our humanity, our emotions, our what we bring to the table as a legal professional. So why the stereotype existed first, and then we're going to say how that affects the industry. So the reason why, it's because it's heavy reliant on legalese and technical language. So right then and there, we're cutting down what we call common language, and we're implementing Deuce's, decum, subpoena, juris doctrine, all this stuff, right? All these legal Latin words that we use day in and day out in our drafting, in our voir dires, all the things. So understanding that just right there, we're eliminating this conversation that I'm trying to have with you, or this language that I constantly bring to the table. So understanding that can create pressure and obviously maintain like a strong, like we have to win mindset, right? And we're always wanting to win. We're always wanting to provide this to our client. But again, it's stripping away the actual fact that it's a human, right? This is a human transaction. Of course, the high stakes of the cases, the outcomes, and the demand for perfectionism is always front and center, very prominent, very in your face. And the emotional detachment as to like coping mechanisms for burnout and secondary trauma, of course, right, is literally the epiphany of my book, always ties into that, because we have to be perfect. We have to dot all the I's and cross all the T's, and make sure that our facts are on point, and make sure that the case law matches the facts. Make sure that the facts are actually facts and not opinions that were, factored into it or factored, anything like that. So how this affects our industry, though, not only us, is the client feels unheard. They feel intimidated because they probably have not been through this process before, or even interacted with a legal matter before. And here we are knowing everything about it day in and day out, making this our career, our job, our next level, enhancing our skills, and listening to podcasts such as this one. So for us, it's second nature, but for other people, it's super intimidating, right? So they feel like they don't have a voice, they don't have a say, and it's their actual matter, right? It's happening to them. This is happening to them, right? So team members experience burnout and disconnection, again, for that narrow-minded, stay focused, I want to be the best mindset. And then the law firms, in turn, struggle with the retention and internal culture. And I see this day in and day out, guys. This is literally what I do for a living. I consult for law firms, and I put back the human into this human-centered, client-centered industry. Again, law was created by and for the people. It's literally in our Constitution of the United States of America, right? It's in our monies, right? We and the people we trust, and all that stuff. Anyway. We're not going to get political here, but this is definitely hitting home with a lot of you, and I hope that you take this conversation off the platform. The second thing I want to bring up is bringing empathy into the legal practice. By empathy often has been sought as, or reviewed as, or looked as a weakness. It's a strength. It really is. It allows us to build stronger relationships. It provides better service, and it creates a work environment that people can actually want and be a part of. And I say can because it's can and want, right? We all had that elementary teacher that says, can you, or you want to, or may you, all that stuff, right? So words do matter. And that all has to do with our empathy and how we can integrate that through the legal industry, through our interactions with our clients and our colleagues and our managers, and fellow legal professionals when we're networking and things like that. I literally just posted a couple days ago from this recording, you'll hear this later on, but I posted about an email that I received from a legal professional that I tried to help a couple years ago, and the interaction wasn't great. The person was very angry. It was in a chapter in their life that they were probably struggling with a lot of things and may not have noticed that they were coming off that way. And so this email was actually an apology for their actions, and them realizing that I was just trying to help in a moment of need. And so I appreciated that email, and I went ahead and I responded with empathy, and I provided resources for their next chapter and hopefully for their success, because we still want people to succeed. A lot of people struggle. There's real fears and there's real struggle out there, right? And so active listening, especially with our clients, they're not just cases. Our clients are not just cases. They're people with these fears and these struggles that we're talking about. They're in a moment in a pivotal moment in their life where they're trying to figure it out, right? And us not being there for them, not listening to them is not helping. So taking that time to listen can really transform that attorney, legal professional client relationship. And that's really going to cultivate and grow into something more than you ever expected. Clear communication. This one is often something that we, as wordsmith, quote unquote, if you're not watching me, struggle with. We write all day. We communicate supposedly all day through email, through text, through telephone calls, through Zoom meetings, through any meetings with clients and professionals and attorneys and all the things. But we're not very clear. We're not really good communicators when it comes to actually transpiring things. So being clear in our communication, ditching the complicated legal jargon, and speaking with our clients and colleagues as they are. Not where they are, okay? It's as they are. Make that law accessible to them. We are the filter. So if you're a legal support professional and you are working under an attorney or with an attorney or partnering with an attorney, if you're a freelancer, whatever the case may be, understand that the paralegal role was created as a filter. We were supposed to translate whatever the attorney's strategy, need, questions, facts, whatever they wanted. We were supposed to translate that back to the client in a way they would understand that. And somewhere along the line, we lost it. We lost the filter. We became more like the attorney and less for the client. And although our skills are better and our options are becoming more limitless and our boundaries are being broken, we're also breaking the one barrier that we had that nobody else had, that one trait that everybody wished they had, which was that beautiful relationship with our clients. And so in enhancing one way, we were not enhancing in the other. So understanding that we as a legal support professional are the ones that are making law accessible to our communities. We are those translators, we are those filters, and that should never be lost in translation. We need to make that more clear. And the well-being check-ins. We don't do this at all. I've never seen a legal team that actually does this. But within legal teams, we need to foster a culture where mental health is acknowledged and prioritized. Yes, sometimes we'll see red flags. We'll see the medication that they're taking. We may see that they're not even taking them. Who knows, right? And we may identify certain situations, but we are not translating that. We are not telling the clients or seeking the help or creating that healthy, open relationship that we should be with our clients and even our colleagues. We need to start identifying those situations, creating processes and procedures for those specific situations, especially if you're in criminal, family, personal injury, anything where it is not only a physical attack or a physical injury, right? Where it is mentally affecting our client. So really understand the importance of well-being and really identifying those processes and procedures or creating them if they're not there. I hope you're enjoying this podcast episode so far, as this podcast is just the beginning. At Eda Rosa LLC, we specialize in helping law firms and legal teams thrive with tailored staff training, operations management, and team building solutions. Whether you're looking to streamline your practice or elevate your team's potential, we're here to help. So visit www.edarosallc.com. That's www.edarosallc.com. Flexible work environments, pros and cons, right? The legal professional doesn't have to be sucked into a traditional billable hour, quote unquote, module, but we have to implement the flexible work arrangements that allow us to have that work-life balance. But in the other hand, we can't get fully distracted, right? We're still here to serve. We're still here to grow. We're still here to provide. So yes, it's flexible. Yes, yay, yay, yay for us, for those that have it available. But no, 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 if you're letting that go downhill, if you're letting your other things go downhill and you are ignoring what's most important, which is providing the best service possible for our clients, our community, and our industry. Diversity and inclusion, I know this is a hot topic right now and probably will eventually become taboo once more, but diversity and inclusion, the way that I look at it, is not about the color of your skin, the religion you practice or not practice, where you come from, your ethnicity, whether you're male, female, non-binary, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what labels you are placing on yourself. Diversity and inclusion was never about that, but the media and the social frenzy made it about that. And I know this might hit home with somebody and you might disagree with me, and that's fine. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to have discussions. But diversity and inclusion was never about that. It was about humanizing our corporations and humanizing our industries and making room for every single voice, background, and perspective, whatever that may be. And it encourages mentorship, networking, and visibility to the underrepresented. That is what it was about. It was never about the labels that society has been placed on us. It's about removing those labels and encouraging those voices that were not heard because of those labels. That is what diversity and inclusion is really about. And it's not supposed to be anything political. It's not supposed to be anything against any type of minority or type of group. That is not what this is about. This is about removing all of that, saying, I am human and hear me roar. That is what diversity and inclusion was about. So remember that. Go back to the basics. Sometimes we amplify, sometimes we get into the social frenzy, and we identify with a certain thing for so long that we become attached to it. And no matter what religion or non-religion that you practice or believe in, every single religion tells you to detach yourself from material things. Learn that labels that society places upon you, that is an attachment, an unnecessary attachment. At the end of the day, you are human. Who you are as a person, nobody can put a label on, because that is who you are. You were made specifically you, and that's what makes you, you. Understand that. Moving forward, I want to talk about my third thing, which is creating a more client-centered experience. The legal industry exists to serve people. This is quite literally our job. Yet many clients walk away from the legal interactions feeling lost and frustrated. We need to change that. Let's change that. We need to do that right now. We need to be the change. And so some tips that I can give you to provide to your legal practice or the firm or the organizations or the clients that you serve is transparency. Transparency is key. Keep clients informed at every stage of their case. And set realistic expectations. Again, clients don't understand. They have expectations because they either watched a TV show that gave them that expectation, or they heard their friend or their family member go through something similar, and that's how they created that expectation. But it's not a one size fits all. They don't know that. We need to provide that. Education empowers clients. Offer resources that help clients understand their rights and the legal process. We're not just here to give them their rights. We're here to provide them the process in its entirety. And once you educate them, once you provide them with realistic expectations, you are now creating a trust, which is what you need. You need that client to trust you. And then you have to be approachable. Yes, we all have bad days. We all have not so good days. We all are stressed out. We're not always happy and go lucky. And I completely understand that it's hard to stay in a positive mindset. But you have to understand that it's not anybody's fault that you're in that way. You are the one choosing to stay in that mindset. You are the one choosing to stay unhappy, stressed, anxious. And it's time that you actually realize that. So you have to be approachable. Clients should be comfortable. coming to their attorney or their paralegal with any types of questions that have to do directly with their legal matters. We need to be that service. Follow-up is the number one cause, or lack of, is the number one cause, client communication, number one cause of the Florida bar or any bar complaint, okay? So follow-up shows that you care, okay? That is coincided. Follow-up shows that you care. Small gestures, like checking in after a case is resolved, can go a long way, again, in building that trust. So we need to start doing that. We need to start establishing a strong foundation so that our client can have that trust, and trust builds to respect, which brings in referrals, which brings in positive reviews, which brings in positive. Nothing bad can go wrong, or nothing bad can go, I guess, and nothing wrong can go bad. I don't know. But you can't miss it if you just stay in this mindset. Last one is redefining, which is this whole entire episode. I want you to start redefining what professionalism is all about. Y'all know, if you follow me on LinkedIn, you follow me on Instagram, y'all know I'm a big believer of this, because I had a really not so good experience with a law firm that I was training. I was doing staff training, and they actually asked me to train on professionalism. Well, my version of professionalism and their version of professionalism was quite different. They were more stuck in the traditional set of professionalism. I was not. So that didn't go very well. It was actually one of my first, I guess, constructive feedback, and I will leave it at that. And it is what it is, right? But we have to redefine and shape the way we look at professionalism. So shaping that future of the legal industry is by redefining professionalism. That's really what's happening right now. But let's get back to it. I want to start talking about that. What I want to talk about is shaping the future, right? So as legal professionals, we have the power to shape the industry into one that values people just as much as they value the legal outcomes, right? Because we know our clients want to win, they want to get the best outcome, and I totally am for it, right? We also want you to win. We're also here for you, right? That is literally what we're here for. But by shaping the way that they look at that, we can drive the change. So how can we do that? Very simple. We need to advocate for industry-wide mental health awareness initiatives, because we all know that this country does have mental health core issues. We need to implement technology that makes legal services more accessible. We need to train legal teams on emotional intelligence and effective communication. And we need to lead by example. We need to treat our colleagues and clients with respect and empathy so that we can receive that respect and empathy back. Remember it. Energy meets energy. If you're positive, you'll attract positive. That's simple. It's literally science. So by humanizing the legal industry, it doesn't mean that we're compromising professionalism. It means we're strengthening it, right? So when we bring humanity into our work, we create a more sustainable, fulfilling, and client-friendly legal profession. So let's continue to be part of that change. Let's continue to change ourselves so that we can ignite that change in others. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a review, share anything you want with your legal community, but also with us, so that we can go ahead and include those in our bonus episodes on our break. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode, because I know it's kind of like, maybe not out the blue, but it's a unique topic that I always like to introduce in all my platforms. And to this day, I was looking back at all our episodes, I didn't really hone in on it on the podcast. So I definitely wanted to do that. So how are you going to bring humanity into the legal practice? What changes are you going to make today that will make tomorrow better? And that's really what I want to leave you with. I want you to connect with me. I want you to be one with your community. And I want you to keep pushing those boundaries and what that means to be a legal professional. Until justice is served, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.